Hi, it's Leithia from Farmview Creators. Today we're going to work on this adorable Porch Goose DIY wagon insert from the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. I love all the pieces. They're so cute. Just going to categorize and classify all of my pieces, sorting them by what color I'm thinking of painting them. I'm going to go with some blues today. My two blues are going to be Queen's Court, which is the lighter one, and then Admiral blue is going to be the darker blue. But I start by going ahead and staining the front plate and then two of the insert pieces. This is Amber Honey Glaze from Couture. Then I'm going to go in with my Ombré nail sponge and Pitch Black, which is a mineral acrylic from Couture. And I'm going to give two coats around that frame in that black. And then just start working my way around the pieces. I'm going to start with that Queen's Court on the hat and her little outfit. And anytime I'm going over score lines, I am dabbing very lightly. And if I still get too much in there, I clean it out with my weeding tool. On the letters, I also like to do a dabbing up and down motion. When I paint the other pieces, I usually do a sweeping motion like you use with a paintbrush. But on the score lines, if you don't want to clog them up, it's better to dab with barely any pressure. That darker blue is the Admiral blue. I love this blue. It's really nice, deep neutral blue. For the yellow, I am using Spanish Sunrise from Couture. And just switching out my little ombre sponges. I do wash these and reuse them a couple of times. And then my orange, I am going to use a paintbrush because I need to get the lines around the bill nice and crisp. But that is the color Firelight. And then for my white, I am using Farmhouse linen. It's one of my favorites. It's just slightly off-white, and it is a chalk style paint from Couture. Again, on the letters, I'm doing more of a dabbing motion, and then on the larger pieces, more of a brushing motion. And on those score lines, dabbing very, very gently with as little pressure as possible. And all of this, I'm going to do two coats. Getting really close to that bill with that edge of that sponge. And then just cleaning out the circle for the eye. And then going back and getting that second coat on there. Doing the same process. I love this Queen's Court. It's a little deeper than a baby blue, but it is just so beautiful. And I'm using a tiny little dry brush, dimpling brush that kind of has more of a domed, short bristle to put my centers on my daisies with that Farmhouse linen, and then pulled back out the Pitch Black for the eyeball and the nostril. And then I'm going to do some accent dots with the end of that paintbrush with the Farmhouse linen, just here and there around. I like to do trios of dots. And then I will, on the white pieces, pull out that Queen's Court and just add those to the geese a little bit here and there. And then go back to the Farmhouse linen for her eyeball. On her outfit, I wanted to do something different, so I grabbed one of my stencils from Echo Park. This one is the Giving Season Geometric 6x6, and I'm using that Admiral blue and a Essential stencil brush to apply that, and I love how it turned out. And of course, I'm going to use my Debi's DIY Dark Wax to distress everything and give it more dimension. If I get too much wax in an area, I just wipe it back with my fingers. I'm going to do that on all the pieces before I go in with Dead Flat Top Coat. This gives it a nice bit of protection, as well as taking out any shine from those mineral acrylics that have just a tiny bit of shine. Getting that all good and dry. I did dry between the wax and the dots, because I sometimes will smear my dots when I go too fast. So I wanted those to be nice and crisp. And then I'm going to use my art glitter glue to glue everything together. I love art glitter glue because it does not make my fingers crusty. That's the #1 reason. But I also enjoy it because you can wiggle things around even after you put it down and apply some pressure. And you'll see that I do that a lot, especially when I do letters. I try to get them matched up with the score lines, and sometimes they just wiggle around and I just slide them right back. So I like that it has a little bit of a setup time where you can kind of move and play with it a little bit. Oh, look how cute. I love that Porch Goose Social Club. We have a really great porch here, so this is very appropriate for our house. Just getting those on. I like that it had that one piece that had several of the letters connected. It just really helps you line it up. But as you can see, you can still use those score lines to get everything lined up perfectly. Putting on her little hat, and I don't know why I had painted that bottom layer with the Queen's Court. It did not need it at all. I was just in my own little world, painting away. For the daisies down at the bottom and the feet match up perfectly. So I put one, and then I put the foot, and then I put the other daisy, just to make sure that I got them matched up properly. And then that top flower is flush with her. It doesn't pop up like the others. I do like that dimension of that. Getting her, oh, she's so cute. Look how thick she is. And then there they all are, and there they are in my wagon. I love it so much. Oh my. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. Let me know what your favorite insert is. Like and subscribe.